Welcome, my love. Today we're talking about the manifestation equation because manifesting is actually an equation. It is all about who you are becoming on the inside so that you can be the person who has what you want. I learned all about manifestation on my journey to really loving myself so much that I could receive a partner in my life. But here's the thing. Everything that we want, whether it's a man, whether it's money, whether it's to travel the world, whatever these things are outside of you that you actually desire them because you believe that you're going to feel better when you have them. So if you believe that you will feel better when you have them, well, you can just feel better now. And that's actually what needs to happen in order to manifest, in order to receive, in order to create, in order to actually see the physical thing outside of you that you want. You have to feel the way that you think you will feel once you have it, feel it now. And then you are no longer separate from it. So the more that you can practice that state of already being the person who feels like they have it, then you can have it. So your manifestation is something that feels better to you. It's an energetic potential. This is where the equation comes in, is that you are a certain frequency right now. Naturally, as humans, and through our human experience, which uh, gives us an opportunity to produce desires, because usually something undesirable happens. Therefore, we can be like, oh, I desire that. Also, this is not my actual background, and I do have a microphone right here. I wish my room looked like this, but it doesn't right now. So I wanted to put in this fun, cozy background because it just feels like feminine and elegant and cozy, and I love it. So, where was I? You have an energetic frequency right now, and you have produced a desire of, oh, I've been a single woman, and maybe too, you just like got out of a relationship and you're feeling heartbroken, and you're like, oh, I would love to find the certain type of love that I didn't have in my last relationship. Therefore, I want someone who communicates well. I want someone who can hold space for my emotions, an emotionally available man. I don't want to be on the dating apps, so I want to meet someone in person. Like you have these desires that are born out of undesirable experiences. And those undesirable experiences could be your past relationship, but also just the experience of being on the dating apps. And you're like, that's not what I want. I want to meet someone in person. So your current frequency has produced a desire. Now it's up to you to become that desire because your desire is always an energetic potential in the quantum field. In the quantum field, all possibilities exist. So you have an energy now, and the current energy of you now is, I don't have that thing because I want it. That's where the desire is born. Then it's up to you your desires over here. And it's like, oh, this is the version of me who has it, who feels like they have it. Therefore, there's no longer a want or a need because I have it and I feel like I have it. Therefore, my body or my mind are not saying I want it and I need it. It's like, oh, I don't need it. I'm happy as I am. I'm secure as I am. I'm confident as I am. I feel loved as I am. And that desire, if it came in, oh, it would just be the cherry on top. And that's why I love saying that, like, regulate yourself, get yourself in order, do the inner work, be a turned on woman, turning on your energy so you can match your desire that you want. And then everything that you want is just the cherry on top. And that's the fun of life. So, closing the energetic gap, this is the manifestation equation. How do you go from wanting it to having it? There's a journey in there of who you need to become. You need to look at why you think you can't have it. What are your beliefs or your relation to actually receiving that? Like, if you think that there's no good men out there, that's going to slow you down. If you think that there's no emotionally available men and you might be single forever and therefore you're feeling really down about your dating life. Well, that's going to make you take longer. You're not closing the gap because closing the gap means really matching your beliefs with your desire. So if you want an emotionally available man, you want to meet him in real life, then it's like, okay, how do I become that version of me? Okay, then it's like I start to believe like I used to do this myself when I was manifesting love. And the coolest thing is that what I'm going to say along this energetic journey that you take is that it's cool getting your manifestation, but again, it's just the cherry on top. The coolest thing, the most important, powerful thing that happens is that you understand that you're the creator and you have the ability to close the energetic gap. And you're going to close that gap by changing your beliefs of, oh, I believe that there are great emotionally available men out there. Oh, I believe that there's an abundance of men in my area. Oh, I believe that I can meet a man anytime, anywhere. Oh, I believe that I'm lovable as I am. I honor and accept who I am in this moment, and he's going to as well. Da, 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 along down the line, so that you love yourself so much, you change your beliefs so much into really feeling calm. And this is like your regulated nervous system. And this is where your energy goes from being stuck in limitation of there's no good men out there, being stuck in the fear of I'm unlovable. You actually transform that energy into the energy that you want to feel, which is love, which is acceptance, which is security, which is confidence, those energies. And the thing is, though, this process of closing the gap, it never stops because as humans, we're always desiring more. We will always desire more. And so this is an incredible tool to have for ourselves to know that, oh, I can close the energetic gap. I can turn on my energy because one very important thing to remember is that energy is neither created nor destroyed. So you have all the energy that you need within you, but so much of our energy gets stuck in the limitation, in the lack, the scarcity, the fear, the shame, the guilt. All of these things have to do with our lower three chakras. And when the energy gets stuck there, we are actually sucking in, we're using more energy versus actually when we can when we can alchemize that energy, when we can turn those fears into possibility or the limitations into possibilities and fear into love and acceptance and compassion, when we cannot let those things run our life, but we can now see life through the lens of possibility and abundance and yeah, compassion and acceptance and without judgment, then the energy moves up, up and out. And this is when you become magnetic. This is why magnetism is a very real thing. This is when your energy actually does the attracting for you because you are thinking the thoughts. This is a Joe Dispenza thing. You're thinking the thoughts, which are electro. And the magnetism comes from your heart center. It's your biggest magnetic pole is your heart. So if you're thinking, oh, I could meet a wonderful man today at the coffee shop that I go to, or maybe at the grocery store. And you just kind of fall in love with that idea. And you're like, that kind of just like warms my heart. Okay, I know this sounds very cheesy, but this is how this works is when you fall in love with the visualization and with just like, oh, that feels so good. And you can feel that feeling more often. Then you are actually available for that to come into your experience because you're already being it. You're no longer separate from it. You're no longer waiting for the man, the opportunity to come to you because when you're waiting for it, you're unconsciously telling yourself that once it comes, it will prove that I'm worthy. It will prove that I'm good enough. But you want to be thinking those things now. I am worthy now. I am good enough now. And we have to work through what are the thoughts, the limitations, the lack of focus, where are the distractions, where are you comparing yourself to others? All of that is muddying up your internal world, your internal frequency that is not allowing you to be a clear match to the desires that you want. So again, there's this journey to go on from the version of you who is wanting to the version of you who already has it energetically, who feels as if you already have it. And you become that through the identity, through your focus, through what you're putting your attention on. Are you constantly looking at evidence that there's no good men out there and like scrolling through TikTok and seeing like, oh yeah, all these women are talking about their bad experiences with men. I don't want that either. Or are you saying, oh, that's her experience, but that doesn't have to be my experience? These are all things that I switched in my brain, beliefs in my brain, not letting societal narratives run the show. Because when we change these and we can actually feel, our thoughts create a feeling, and the feeling produces more thoughts. So there's always a thinking feeling loop. So it's not just mindset and it's not just somatics in the body, it's them together, always working together, aligning them together so that you can think and feel, think and feel, think and feel, and create this momentum towards the thoughts that match your desire so that you can create the emotion that also matches that desire, that makes you feel good now, that makes you feel abundant, safe, secure, playful, adventurous now, fearless now. That is what brings you to your manifestation, because once you reach the point where you don't even need it, that's when it can come to you. That's when it's available to you. And it's crazy because when I met my boyfriend, we were at a coffee shop and I was 6 months out of a breakup, and I knew I had claimed at the beginning of 2024, I'm going to meet my man this year. And I was like, I'm going to do that because I'm going to close the energetic gap. I know that I'm going to do it through who I am being. Who am I being? What thoughts am I thinking? What are the beliefs? How am I feeling? What is the thought behind that feeling? How can I reframe these things? How can I make them work for me? How can I create this internal world that matches what I want? Because the thing is, we're always manifesting, but oftentimes we just need to let go of the things that aren't serving us, the beliefs, the thoughts, the narratives, all of those things. We need to let those things go so that we can actually align to the version of ourselves who already has it. So I met my man at a coffee shop, just started chatting with him, had zero expectations, was just like, oh, this would just be a nice person to know in my community. And then he followed up like a week later. I didn't even give him my contact information. That's the thing. He went and found me. And then we would meet up to co-work a little bit because we both work remotely. And I was like, oh, we're having really good conversations. These are nice conversations. And I just noticed the whole thing felt so easy, so chill. Some people call this like the slow burn, but I just was recognizing like I don't have any expectations. I don't have any like, I hope he likes me. I literally was like, I don't know if this guy likes me. I don't care if he likes me. Like, I like me. I like who I'm being. I love my life. And so I was just like, and I had this mindset of like, if it's not him, it's always the next guy. And the cool thing is, once again, it's like when you feel so unattached because you're like, well, if it's not you, I can just go find someone else because I'm going to find someone else who wants the same things I want, and we're going to move in the same direction, and we're going to deepen into our life together. And this process is ongoing, this matching our desires with who we are becoming. This is why change is always constant. We think it's just outside of us, but it's also within us. The biggest thing is that it's within us because actually the outside is just the effect of who we are being. So you want to change on the inside, change this internal world, become this new version of you who loves your life, who loves yourself, who loves your expression. And it is a journey, and it's a daily kind of like analysis, but it's also like, it's like, this is the equation for manifestation. Like the problem is not the men. The problem is simply the thoughts and the beliefs that we've adopted from societal narratives, from movies, from our parents, from all of these ways of being. And we get the power to change that. And that's the most exciting. We can wake up every day and say, okay, what is it that I want? Who am I going to be? And it's easier said than done because, like, yes, our body loves habitual patterns. Our body loves to stay the same. Our body loves to stay safe. So there are vulnerable things that we have to do along the way, but it is so empowering because once we start to uncover, oh, I can just be the person that I want to be. I can be the person who doesn't have to doubt anymore, who doesn't have to wait to feel good, who can actually create that state of being now. And that is so powerful because the only thing that you can control at the end of the day is yourself. When really we're trying to control everything around us, at least the old way of being, we're trying to control everything so that we can feel good and da da da. But then when you stop trying to control everything, you become a little like unbothered. You're just like, oh, that's happening. That's interesting. And this is where the world becomes your greatest teacher, where it becomes your mirror. And then you start to see, oh, my subconscious mind is not so subconscious. It's not actually so hidden. It's actually in my external world based on what do I have that I want? What do I still wanting? Things like that. And you can start to uncover, okay, well, if I want that thing, or if I want more money, if I want the man, like, what are the beliefs inside of me that believe that I can't have it? Why am I not feeling that I can't have it? Where am I proving myself or trying harder? Or what am I doing that's not feeling good? Or where am I doubting? Or where am I making excuses? That's a whole nother video I'll do on how to use dating as a tool for your own growth because everything is a mirror. But this is how you close the gap is by changing who you are being, your internal identity, your internal frequency, taking that energy that is stuck based on thoughts, beliefs, emotions, your self concept. I mean, we can call this any number of things, but what it comes down to is that the thoughts create a feeling and the feeling creates more thoughts and things like that. So we want to get your thoughts and beliefs aligned with the version of you who already has your desire. That is the biggest thing. And we let go of, um, of shame and things that we think aren't possible for us. And we let go of where we are dependent on or codependent on the external, on, men meeting us in a certain way so that we can feel good. And it's like, oh, I can actually have control over this for myself. I can actually regulate myself. Co-regulation is a very beautiful thing, but we don't want to be dependent on someone making us happy. It's like, no, I can make myself happy. That's like the number one thing that we all need to do is to make ourselves happy because it's nobody else's responsibility. Because when we're happy, we're going to get more experiences that bring us more joy to us on a daily basis. And when women are, I've seen this in myself and also in clients, when women are so needy on needing a man in their life to make them happy, that is the very thing that pushes and repels him away. He can feel that. So I always talk to my clients about like, what are we doing for you? What are you doing that's making, how are you romanticizing your life? How are you living your life in a way that is allowing you to become a happier, healthier, loving, hotter version of yourself? You deserve to be a turned on woman, not having your energy stuck in your lower chakras, but actually alchemizing that energy, turning that energy on so that you can bring it up into love and joy and play. And that becomes your new normal rather than needing something outside of you to feel good. So, this is the journey. This is the math equation going from where you are to being the version of you who already has what you want. There's a journey that you go on, and you just have to close the energetic gap. Not perfectly, because you're always going to be birthing more desires, but when I listen to Abraham Hicks, they always talk about dominant vibration. And so it's like if your immediate thoughts and beliefs are rooted in lack and scarcity, and how do I get that? And I need that to feel better. Well, then that's your dominant vibration. But if more often you are like, seeing the possibility, seeing the love, seeing sort of like, oh, this is working for me. Even though my car broke down today, this is working for me because maybe the guy who's going to come with the tow truck, or maybe the guy at the mechanic shop, or maybe there's someone at the mechanic shop also getting their car repaired who could be your future partner. You see it always as it's working for you. And then you're using less of your energy to survive, and you're actually allowing yourself to live and be magnetic and be present. And that's the magnetic version of you versus the version of you who's rooted in survival, who has all these fears and, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay for this? And what's going to happen? And da, da, da. And it's like, no, you don't go there. You don't use your energy for that. You actually say, okay, my car broke down, unbothered. Okay, how could I see the possibility in this? This is working for me. Ooh, I wonder if there's a guy at the mechanic shop. Ooh, I wonder, yeah, if someone else who's there is getting their car fixed and like we have this like amazing chat, or maybe it's my next job opportunity or whatever. Playing into that is so important for you to shift your energy. And this is exactly what I help my clients do. because you deserve to be a turned on woman who is living in love and joy and play and adventure more often, because you deserve to feel good. And it's not the external circumstances that are an issue. Those are actually just mirroring back to you where we need to transform ourselves internally, where you get to alchemize your energy because you are an incredible alchemizer. That is your gift as a creator. And then you get to see, oh my God, like I am truly so powerful. When I change who I am being, the world mirrors back to me and I get to receive more because the state of receiving is one of, it's a high vibration, turned on woman, um, joy, possibility, play, adventure, security, confidence, not all 100% of the time, but a majority of the time. But we live in a society that likes to stay in comfort, likes to stay in a loop of the same things, that uh, even has a default of what could go wrong and a default, almost like fear mode, and a default worst case scenario. That's what I was thinking of. But what if your default was the best case scenario? Could you be a little bit more Delulu? I literally went on daily Delulu walks listening to a playlist that I have available on Spotify that are like all affirmational. Everything's working out for me, literally retraining my brain and visualizing the relationship that I wanted to be in, visualizing love coming to me, and continually doing that because I'm the creator of my reality. And so are you. So when you want to manifest love, more money, whatever it is, remember that manifestation is just an equation of closing the energetic gap from where you are to being the version of you who has it. This version of you is a magnetic version, a regulated version, a version who loves and accepts themselves as they are. The version of you who doesn't feel the want and the need, knows they have a desire, but knows it's also already theirs because everything is a possibility in the quantum field. So you're already like, oh, I know it's out there. So like, I'm just gonna like continue living, being happy, expecting it to come, positive expectation, expecting it to come. Being like, ooh, it could come to me today. Anyway, I'm so excited to see how the universe wants to surprise me today. And that feels so good. And that is the whole point. All right, comment below anything that resonated with you in this video. I would love to chat with you in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.